Welcome! Today, we're diving into what evidence truly wins a Social Security Disability Insurance, or SSDI, case. If you're applying for SSDI, you might be wondering what makes your claim stand out and what proof you need to provide. The Social Security Administration, or SSA, looks for specific types of evidence to determine if you qualify for benefits. In this video, we'll break down the most important forms of evidence, explain why they matter, and guide you through the process step by step. Whether you're just starting your application or appealing a denial, understanding the right evidence can make all the difference. Let's get started by looking at the basics of SSDI and why evidence is so crucial. Before we get into the details of evidence, let's quickly review what SSDI is. Social Security Disability Insurance is a federal program that provides financial assistance to people who are unable to work due to a severe, long-term disability. To qualify, you must have worked and paid Social Security taxes for a certain number of years. The SSA uses a strict definition of disability, so your evidence must clearly show that you meet their criteria. Understanding the basics of SSDI will help you see why gathering the right documentation is so important for your case. The Social Security Administration has a very specific definition of disability. To be considered disabled, you must have a medical condition that prevents you from engaging in substantial gainful activity, and this condition must have lasted or be expected to last at least 12 months or result in death. This definition is stricter than many private insurance policies, so your evidence must directly address these points. Knowing how the SSA defines disability helps you focus your efforts on collecting the most relevant documentation. Medical evidence is the cornerstone of any successful SSDI claim. The SSA relies heavily on your medical records to determine if your condition meets their requirements. This includes doctor's notes, hospital records, test results, imaging studies, and treatment histories. The more detailed and up-to-date your medical evidence, the stronger your case will be. It's important to gather records from all relevant healthcare providers and ensure they clearly document your diagnosis, symptoms, and limitations. Objective medical tests, such as X-rays, MRIs, blood tests, and other diagnostic procedures, provide concrete proof of your condition. These tests are highly valued by the SSA because they offer measurable evidence that supports your claim. If your disability is based on a physical or mental impairment, make sure to include all relevant test results. These objective findings can often carry more weight than subjective reports of pain or symptoms. A detailed statement from your treating physician can be a powerful piece of evidence. The SSA gives special consideration to the opinions of doctors who have treated you regularly. These statements should explain your diagnosis, symptoms, treatment, and, most importantly, how your condition limits your ability to work. The more specific and detailed your doctor's opinion, the more persuasive it will be to the SSA. The Residual Functional Capacity, or RFC, assessment is a key part of your SSDI case. This form, usually completed by your doctor, describes what you can and cannot do because of your medical condition. It covers physical abilities like lifting, standing, and walking, as well as mental abilities such as concentration and memory. The RFC helps the SSA determine if you can perform any work, even if it's different from your previous job. Consistency is crucial when it comes to your medical records. The SSA looks for evidence that tells a clear, consistent story about your disability. Conflicting information or gaps in your records can raise red flags and make it harder to win your case. Make sure all your doctors are on the same page and that your records accurately reflect your condition over time. The SSA expects you to follow your doctor's recommended treatment plan. If you don't, you'll need a good reason, such as severe side effects or financial hardship. Failing to comply with treatment can hurt your case, as the SSA may assume your condition isn't as serious as you claim. Always document your reasons if you can't follow a treatment plan and keep records of any side effects or complications. Your work history is another important piece of the puzzle. The SSA needs to know what kind of work you've done in the past and whether you can still perform those jobs. Provide detailed information about your previous positions, including job duties, physical and mental demands, and any accommodations you needed. This helps the SSA understand how your disability affects your ability to work. Earnings records show that you've worked and paid into Social Security, which is a basic requirement for SSDI eligibility. These records also help establish your work history and the amount of benefits you may receive. Make sure to include recent pay stubs, tax returns, and Social Security statements with your application. Statements from family, friends, or former coworkers can provide valuable insight into how your disability affects your daily life. These third-party statements should describe what they've observed about your limitations, struggles, and changes in your ability to function. While not as strong as medical evidence, these personal accounts can help paint a fuller picture for the SSA. The SSA may ask you to complete forms about your daily activities. These reports help them understand how your disability affects your ability to perform basic tasks such as cooking, cleaning, shopping, and personal care. Be honest and detailed in your responses, and avoid minimizing your difficulties. These forms are an important part of your overall evidence package. If your disability involves a mental health condition, it's vital to provide thorough documentation. This includes records from psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, and counselors. Detailed notes about your symptoms, treatment, and how your condition affects your daily life are essential. Psychological testing results and medication records can also strengthen your case. Records of hospitalizations and emergency room visits can provide strong evidence of the severity of your condition. These records show that your disability has required urgent or intensive medical care, which supports your claim that your condition is serious and ongoing. Be sure to include discharge summaries, treatment notes, and any follow-up instructions. Medication records are another important part of your evidence. They show what treatments you've tried, how your condition has responded, and whether you've experienced any side effects. Include pharmacy printouts, prescription lists, and notes from your doctor about medication changes. This information helps the SSA understand the ongoing nature of your disability. A comprehensive treatment history shows the SSA that you've made every effort to manage your condition. This includes records of doctor visits, therapies, surgeries, and other interventions. The SSA wants to see that you've pursued all reasonable treatment options and that your disability persists despite these efforts. The SSA maintains a list of impairments that automatically qualify for disability if your condition meets the specific criteria. Review the SSA's Blue Book to see if your diagnosis is listed and gather evidence that matches the requirements. Meeting a listing can make your case much easier to win. Even if your condition isn't on the SSA's list, you can still qualify if you prove that your functional limitations prevent you from working. This means showing how your symptoms, pain, or mental health issues limit your ability to perform basic work activities. Detailed documentation from your doctors and your own reports are key here. In some cases, a vocational expert may testify about your ability to work. These experts review your medical records, work history, and skills to determine if there are any jobs you could still perform. Their testimony can be influential, especially during appeals or hearings. Make sure your evidence supports the limitations you claim. Sometimes, the SSA will schedule a consultative examination with one of their doctors. These exams are meant to provide additional information about your condition. Attend all scheduled appointments and be honest about your symptoms and limitations. The results of these exams become part of your official record and can influence the outcome of your case. If your initial application is denied, you have the right to appeal. During the appeals process, you can submit new evidence or clarify existing information. This is your chance to address any gaps or inconsistencies in your original application. Make sure to gather updated medical records, new test results, and any additional statements that support your claim. It's important to establish a clear timeline of your disability. The SSA wants to see when your symptoms began, how they progressed, and how long you've been unable to work. Use medical records, work history, and personal statements to create a detailed chronology. This helps the SSA understand the ongoing nature of your condition. The SSA prefers objective evidence, like test results and doctor's notes. But subjective evidence, such as your own reports of pain or fatigue, also matters. The key is to provide both types and show how they support each other. Consistency between your statements and your medical records strengthens your case. Details matter in every part of your SSDI application. Vague or incomplete information can lead to delays or denials. Be as specific as possible about your symptoms, limitations, and treatment history. The more detailed your evidence, the easier it is for the SSA to understand your situation and make a favorable decision. Many SSDI applications are denied due to avoidable mistakes. Common errors include missing documents, incomplete forms, and inconsistent information. Double-check your application before submitting and make sure all required evidence is included. If you're unsure, consider getting help from a disability advocate or attorney. A disability attorney can help you gather the right evidence and present your case effectively. They know what the SSA is looking for and can help you avoid common pitfalls. If your case is complex or you've been denied before, working with an attorney can improve your chances of success. Organization is key when submitting your SSDI application. Keep all your medical records, work history, and correspondence in one place. Create a checklist to track what you've submitted and what you still need. This helps ensure nothing is overlooked and makes the process less stressful. Your medical condition may change over time, so it's important to keep your evidence up to date. Submit new medical records, test results, and treatment notes as they become available. Updated evidence shows the SSA that your disability is ongoing and helps prevent delays in your case. The SSA may ask for additional information or clarification during the review process. Respond promptly and provide the requested documents. Delays in responding can slow down your case or even result in a denial. Stay organized and keep copies of everything you send to the SSA. Knowing how the SSA reviews your case can help you prepare better evidence. The process involves an initial review, possible consultative exams, and sometimes a hearing. Each step is an opportunity to strengthen your case with clear, relevant documentation. Understanding the process helps you anticipate what evidence will be most persuasive. A medical source statement is a detailed letter from your doctor that explains your diagnosis, symptoms, and how your condition limits your ability to work. These statements are highly valued by the SSA, especially when they are specific and supported by medical evidence. Ask your doctor to include as much detail as possible. Regular follow-up care with your healthcare providers shows the SSA that you're actively managing your condition. Missed appointments or gaps in treatment can raise doubts about the severity of your disability. Keep records of all visits and document any changes in your condition. Side effects from medications or treatments can significantly impact your ability to work. Document any side effects you experience and how they affect your daily life. Ask your doctor to note these in your medical records, as this information can strengthen your case. Opinions from medical specialists, such as neurologists, cardiologists, or psychiatrists, can carry extra weight with the SSA. These experts can provide detailed insight into your condition and its impact on your ability to work. Include all relevant specialist reports and opinions in your application. Non-medical evidence, such as school records, vocational rehabilitation reports, or records from social service agencies, can also support your claim. These documents provide additional context about your limitations and how your disability affects your daily life. The more comprehensive your evidence, the stronger your case. The SSA will ask you to complete various forms and questionnaires about your work, history, daily activities, and symptoms. Take your time with these forms and answer every question thoroughly. Incomplete or inconsistent answers can hurt your case, so be as detailed and accurate as possible. Honesty is critical throughout the SSDI process. Exaggerating or minimizing your symptoms can damage your credibility and lead to a denial. Be truthful about your limitations and make sure your statements match your medical records. The SSA values consistency and honesty above all. Some disabilities, like autoimmune disorders or mental health conditions, can fluctuate over time. Keep a symptom diary or log to document good days and bad days. This helps the SSA understand the unpredictable nature of your condition and how it affects your ability to work. If your case goes to a hearing, preparation is key. Review your evidence, organize your documents, and be ready to explain your limitations clearly. Practice answering questions about your daily life and work history. The more prepared you are, the more confident you'll feel during the hearing. Clear communication with the SSA can help prevent misunderstandings and delays. Keep records of all phone calls, letters, and emails. If you receive requests for information, respond promptly and keep copies of everything you send. Good communication helps your case move forward smoothly. Once the SSA makes a decision, you'll receive a written notice explaining the outcome. If you're approved, the letter will outline your benefits. If denied, the notice will explain the reasons and your options for appeal. Carefully review the decision and seek help if you have questions. If your claim is denied, don't give up. Many successful SSDI cases are approved on appeal. Review the denial letter, gather any missing evidence, and consider working with an attorney. The appeals process gives you another chance to present your case and provide stronger evidence. Winning your SSDI case can be a huge relief. Take time to celebrate your success and acknowledge the effort you put into gathering evidence and presenting your case. Remember, your persistence and attention to detail made the difference. Now you can focus on your health and future. To wrap up, the evidence that wins an SSDI case is thorough, consistent, and well organized. Focus on detailed medical records, clear documentation of your limitations, and honest reporting. Stay organized, respond promptly to requests, and don't hesitate to seek help if you need it. With the right evidence and persistence, you can improve your chances of a successful outcome. Thanks for watching, and best of luck with your SSDI journey.